Hey, true believers, Englentine here. Usually I don't do a review of a number 4 unless it's something huge. This came out and there was a bit of a controversy over this. I figured, okay, I'm going to talk about this. First off, let's get to the cover. I don't like it. I mean, this is a big just middle finger to all the people who wanted Wally West, Wally West to return to DC Comics, and the Rebirth made such a big deal out of it. And we love the fact that, he's coming back. He was the Flash for 20 years. That means people were born and raised with Wally West as the Flash, and it seems like ever since New 52 came along, they've just been treating him very disrespectfully. And I know a lot of people have disliked the way he's been been treated. I mean, and the cover here, it really just does have that. I know I could be overly sensitive on this one and a little bit triggered, but that's what I got out of it. I did not like this, especially in this book, having his death be off camera. There's, of course, we did get a great scene with him meeting his family and everything. I'm sorry, gang. I'm not buying into this cover. Not a big fan of it. I, for one, did like Wally West as the Flash much better than I've ever liked Barry Allen, even now. I thought Barry Allen was a better martyr than he was an actual character. This is one of those confused covers where it's bringing up something that happened pre-52, and you're wondering, wait, did that happen in the in New 52 Rebirth era? Is that what's going on? Because I know that there was a lot of confusion about the continuity that came with New 52. Now, I love the fact that they reference it, and if New 52 hadn't happened, I would be thinking it's a lot cooler. But as it is, it's passable, and it's Aquaman, so that's always good. I don't know. Okay, so the book opens, and we're seeing Tempest. He's drunk, and he can't walk. He even says, well, maybe I could swim. And this scene really serves no purpose. The next scene, I think, this purpose of this scene is to show Wonder Girl being a friend. Basically, that's it. It also serves to show that Tempest is a lush. I don't know if that's going to come into play later. It definitely doesn't come into play now. So we also have Donna Troy carrying Tempest past apparently a mural that kind of praises the Teen Titans, of which, you see Tempest as Aqualad there. And here's the thing, you're not really given that sense of team, that sense of family in the Teen Titans anymore, in the Titans, I should say, that you would have there. And this leads right into her confessional. And it's not really a confessional. It's just, well, this is something about the city of Troy, and we don't really know what's going on. And I'm thinking, okay, so where's this leading? And it's just one of those things where you get the feeling that Tom King really just had these things to say and decided to use the DC comic book heroes to say it. And that's part of the problems I've been speaking out against, is a writer, no matter how good they are, and Tom King, by the way, can be a brilliant writer, but they tend to put their own voice into the character rather than find the voice of the character to say what they want to say. If you've got a message, okay, sure, you find the voice of Donna Troy and you find a way to get that message out through her. A lot of times, especially here, and we see it a lot in Marvel, we're not hearing the voice of Donna Troy. We're not hearing the voice of Spider-Man. We're hearing the voice of, in this case, Tom King. And that's what I get right now. I'm not getting a sense of these are who these heroes are. I'm getting a sense of this is what Tom King wants to say. Now, I'm skipping ahead here, but I just want to illustrate that, oddly enough, he finds Black Canary's voice right here in just 2 panels worth of dialogue. That is her. I would fully expect her to say what she's saying and do what she's doing on page. And I guess the Blue Beetle's a little bit Blue Beetle as well here. So, but that just kind of shows the inconsistencies in the writing. And that has been one of my complaints about Tom King. I think he can't, like I said, I think he can be a brilliant writer. I just think that it's one of those things. They need an editor to say, no, dude, you know what? You need to go back. You need to check this out. Given his own free reign, we get I don't know, a little bit heavy-handed, and it really just does seem Tom King's working out his own problems. The next two scenes show something that I've noticed a lot in comic books as well that's going on, as far as comic book writers not writing so much for the books but for the screen, like they're trying to make this seem more cinematic. This is a transition scene. You got the two detectives, Flash and Batman, and yes, a lot of people forget the Flash is a detective, and they're talking, and they are saying, well, we went all over it, and it's very clear who did it. Batman says Harley, Flash says it was Booster, and they realize that they're basically at the beginning again. But the big secret is it does nothing. It literally is just a transition scene. We don't get any new information out of Batman and Flash saying what they said. You know, and that's supposed to set up everything that comes after, which is the Booster and Wonder Woman interrogation scene. And here's the problem. This is undone. Because this is supposed to, there's no information given here, because later you get this scene right here where Blue Beetle is in the Hall of Justice in their little jail cell with Booster Gold, and he says, well, you didn't do it, or did you do it? And he's like, I took the Wonder Woman lasso test. And he says, well, that means you didn't do it. And he says, well, Wonder Woman says, I believe I didn't do it. So any information gained from the scene with Wolverine and Wonder Woman and Booster Gold is kind of wiped out just from well, it may or may not be, and right back to the start again. If it was definitive, okay, those scenes would have had some sort of play. Mind you, this is 5 pages or 6 pages out of this book that have to do with the Flash talking, that leads to 2 pages worth of Wonder Woman and Booster Gold, and then these 2 pages with Booster Gold and Blue. Okay, so it's 5 pages that literally mean nothing in this book, because any information given is immediately retracted and said, maybe, maybe not. And I'm sorry, gang, that's not good storytelling. And another piece of not good storytelling within this book is this scene right here. Apparently Gotham is just filled with Hall of Mirrors, by the way. I don't understand why Batman just doesn't have all these on surveillance anyway, because they seem to be the Joker and Harley Quinn's favorite kind of hideout. Anywho, that being said, this is just it's a stupid scene. So you've got Batgirl and Harley Quinn, and Batgirl's like, I don't want to fight you, Harley. And then Harley angrily bursts out and through the glass and starts fighting. I mean, literally, they're wrestling around. It seems like Batgirl is not being as harsh as Harley Quinn is. Harley Quinn literally kicks her in the face and then begins to punch her. And here's where it becomes incredibly stupid. There's a scene, and it's going to be on the next page, but she begins to punch her. And then the fists become hands. And then the hands are touching. And then they're holding. And the dialogue says that Harley Quinn was there to talk to her. Well, here's a comic book trope that I think needs to die. It's I want to talk to you, so the first thing I'm going to do is kick you in the freaking face. I've got friends. They want to talk to me all the time. Not once have they ever started the conversation off by kicking me in the face. Why? Because the conversation wouldn't be anything other than, why the hell did you just kick me in the face? I don't care what you have to say after kicking me in the face. The face kick is the only topic on the table. But in this case, they start hugging it out and say, oh, it's okay, which makes sense in the context of the book. It doesn't make sense in the context of the characters, and it definitely doesn't make sense in the context of, you just kicked me in the freaking face and attacked me. If you want to talk to me, then just pick up a phone or just talk to me. You don't kick me in the gosh darn face. It's lazy writing. It is cheesy dialogue right here, and ultimately it's trying to create an emotion that just isn't there because the actions before it doesn't make sense. This scene here, which I know that doesn't start with this, I'm going to talk about that page later, but this is another one of those writing for the cinema rather than the comic book scenes where you have them talking about something, but you're not getting too much information because in all reality, this is a transition scene. So it's just, oh, we're worried about something. Okay, what are we worried about? We're worried about it. Well, what is it? Well, I can't really mention it because we have to wait for this scene right here where we see Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman in their cave, and they begin talking. Now, I gotta say, something I love is the bit with the penny. That is funny as hell. Wonder Woman punches the wall, the penny falls onto the Batmobile, and Batman looks at Superman, you couldn't have helped with that? And then starts talking about how destructive they are and the fact that, well, I better put away the dinosaur before you guys destroy that. That is a lot of fun. I love that dialogue. That makes this scene. But ultimately, this is about the fact that Lois has been getting these... the videos, all the confessional videos we've seen. That's what they're from. Lois is watching them and such like that. And she's going to write the story. And here's the thing that, once again, it's in the context of the story, not the characters. While I love the dialogue, I hate the scene because Lois knows Superman very intimately. So she knows the life and the double life of superheroes. And she has to understand what releasing this story could be. Now, she could just do, hey, did you guys know there's a sanctuary for superheroes? Blah, blah. That right there would be bad enough, and Lois would understand, even though, oh, I'm a reporter, she's a reporter, we have a source, we have to do it. No, you don't, and you know this. And I don't think it's in Lois's character to blow the lid off of something like this because, oh, it's a hot story and I need to tell it. Because she's been sitting on Superman's real identity for, well, to us, decades now. And that is the hottest story anybody could ever have, and that she understood that you don't tell it. The reason why I'm saying this is this kind of story right here, what is Sanctuary, can not only damage or maybe even reveal way too much about the superheroes, but it can damage the public trust in them. It's like you have to believe that Superman is this noble creature, because otherwise, if he's just like us, then he's easy to tear down. Nobody is going to trust as much as they did before. And I don't think that's part of Lois's character. I could be wrong. This could be me nitpicking. A lot of it is, I guess. You can consider that. But yeah, that's just something I'm not buying into. Now, one thing I do like is that at the end of this page right here is Harley Quinn. They're talking about, okay, the news about the sanctuary is out. The world's going to change, that kind of thing. And she says, let it change. And the thing is I'm not exactly sure even Tom King thought about the implications of this kind of thing getting out there. Now, I may be wrong. We may be finding out in the next few issues exactly. But as of now, I don't have a lot of confidence. Okay, so there's a bit of a controversy going around about Heroes in Crisis number 4, and it is sexualizing the female characters. This is the scene I can't argue about. Now, I see it as okay. It's fine, but I can understand. She's having a casual conversation with Clark Kent. They're talking about the sanctuary. That's fine. She could be shown leaning in the doorway, but in this case, she's in her underwear. Fine, they're about to go to sleep, but she's grabbing onto the shirt, tightening it, and highlighting the chesticle area. Okay, yep, Lois Lane is being sexualized. It's okay, but you know what? She's pretty hot, and she's with her husband in an intimate setting where he, by the way, will be shirtless in the next scene and on the next page, which is not brought up. So I'm not seeing the big problem. Are you saying that this panel? Yeah, but taken out of context, you can make it look bad. But in context, I'm sorry, guys, you have nothing to go on. However, this is not even nearly as bad as they're saying that this is a sexualization of Batgirl. This is one of the best confessionals written, I think, because you don't need anything. You don't need dialogue for this. Okay, for those who have not read The Killing Joke or don't know about Killing Joke, this is not going to make sense. But for those of us who do, this just tells you exactly what her most traumatic moment ever was. And all she does is lift up her shirt and shows a bullet wound. Now, this is not the first time this has happened. I look at this and that's just exactly what I'm seeing. I think the people who are complaining about the sexualization of Batgirl are looking at the breasts when she stands up and then looking at the ass when she turns around. That's not what you're supposed to be focusing on, you dumbass. Seriously, you're supposed to be focusing on the fact that she is revealing that she got shot and nearly crippled, of course, in real continuity. Yes, I am calling pre-52 real continuity. She got crippled, and we had a great character called the Oracle out of it. Frankly, I think it's grotesque that somebody, and it's usually women, that are looking at this and seeing it as something sexual. I don't see this as something sexual. None of the guys I know looked at this and said they saw something sexual. Yet these crazy women, they go, oh, they're sexualizing. No. And this isn't even the worst. And this is why I can't give them any kind of credibility. It's not just for this page, but we've actually heard them say that this is sexualizing the dead. I'm sorry, we're not. You are. I don't look at that and see anything as Poison Ivy is laying on the ground bloodied. And you know what? This happens with male characters. It happens with female characters, but they only notice when it does with the female characters. That's why I cannot give them any credibility. I don't give them any credibility now. And I'm sure we're going to be talking about this the next time any hero, a female hero, is in any kind of jeopardy. It's absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, that's just about all I have to say on the subject of Heroes in Crisis number 4. What do you think? I'm thinking about calling this particular show Bad Comic Book Beatdown. I want to take apart an issue. Sometimes it's going to be more jokey. Sometimes it's going to be a little more serious like this. Let me know what you think about the name Bad Comic Book Beatdown. Let me know what you think about the video you watched in the comments below. Also, if you like this video, please click like, share, get word out about the channel. And don't forget, if you haven't done it already, hit subscription and that notification bell so you don't miss anything. Cool things happen around these parts. And yes, we are going to focus more on comic books as the year goes on. I hope you guys enjoy that particular part as well. Also, go on over to Patreon or Ko-Fi, drop $1 in the till and help me keep the lights on, help me keep making videos. They cut my live stream off, so really this is the way I'm making money for the family here. I'd like to thank everybody who's already done that, and to everyone, all of the true believers, thank you very, very much for watching.